Alright guys, the meeting is about to start here in LaSalle. We got just a couple minutes. I of course have my speech prepared. Last meeting I did not live stream. I barely made it in time and didn't even type my speech. Hey Lou, this is going to be a good one. I don't know if you guys saw my community post from a couple hours ago. The mayor is trying to introduce this whole, number one, he's trying to take our 5 minutes away for public comment and make it 3 minutes. Number two, they're trying to criminalize and fines from $50 to $750 for cussing on city property, remaining on city property if anybody tells you to go, moving a chair while you're sitting. That would also include walking on city property and checking out these postings that are posted over the weekend for the meetings. So there's a lot. It's kind of messed up. So of course we will be addressing that. I actually changed my whole speech to address that completely. I do gotta write something real quick though. I wonder if I can braise her. It's pretty. Most of our favorite officer. Okay. Hey, give me just a minute. I gotta write something real quick.
Well, right now it's public parking, so anyone can park there, right, unless they're blocking the street. There's really no way to manage that.
Two.
What's your hours of operation?
Currently we have tours on, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and then we have staff in the building every single day.
So what we done about the situation?
Hi, John. It's John Small with WLPO. Hey guys, sorry I've been doing this real quick, so give me a minute. I'm not sure if I just started yet or not. Oh, they're talking about parking, I hear that. Okay, I'm going in. Yeah, this one should be a shit show. Dude, I swear to God. They're trying to trample on like everything.
Good evening.
Are you trying to make it so we can't say fuck here if we need to? I asked a question.
You asked me.
Well, those are our normal hours, but we do, I mean, we have functions and stuff that happen after hours as well. Yeah, like right now, it's the concert, so that's right. Yeah.
I like your hair, Frank.
Jim?
What do you want? You want mansion parking only on 2 signs? Is that what you're talking about?
You wanna make them permanent, or you wanna make them temporary, kinda like the one in front of Mickey's, that they're only there for operation?
Okay, well, they're doing that. Okay, so from the last meeting, the mayor interrupted Jamie Hick's wife, Dina, who gets up and speaks. And, well, she was talking about, you know, the police leaving for obvious reasons. And, then somehow during her comment on various videos, they have now had some weird issue with their live stream that I've never had, where it's just partially gone. Partially gone, isn't that interesting? Never seen that happen. It might buffer. You know why? Because I've done a, there's a small kid in there. I hope he's not going to be in there during my speech because I do have numerous cuss words. He, I think this is the end of, I forget one of the committee names. Stick us with Bray.
Okay, Alderman Reynolds. LaBerry. Herndon.
So we'll see how they go.
Crane.
Nay.
Chairman Basler.
What name? Alright, they're about to be done, I think. Yeah, this one's gonna be a nightmare. Have a good night. I may or may not have called out someone for jaw jacking in every meeting. So, I don't think he's gonna be happy. I didn't need him though.
Driving and stuff like that. We may need to take these signs down, and some of these children's signs and stuff like that. But we need to monitor it each week. It's just, no action right now, but just a discussion that, each alderman's gonna have to monitor and see about
I
that.
would say generally with handicap parking in front of the house, the people that own the house wouldn't want it unless they have someone handicapped, they'd monitor it.
They've deceased.
How was it?
They've not seen a new people.
Yeah.
So also, that reminds me from your comment, I did cite Cone in California. Oh no, I got it wet. Damn. Got my paper wet. Story of my life. Okay, they're adjourning now for that one. I don't even remember which ones they put in there because they're, you just gotta see it if you haven't. Hi, Mr. Bassador. Oh, thanks for the greeting. I appreciate that. Asshole.
Why is there so many people here?
It's some other committee meeting that is just getting over. I don't know if, I hope that child leaves because I got cuss words.
Just hold it back.
No, it's part of the speech. I'm just gonna have to warn the parent. You saw how Ambassador treated me. Not a word. He didn't wash his hands.
Just wondering if you've seen it since they got all the powers.
All right, everybody, you join me in the pledge of allegiance. Right after the pledge, I'd like to do a moment of silence for Jerry Gerald Schmidt, one-time member of our LaSalle Library Board, just a strong member of the community, one of our pillars, and all that. St. Hyacinth, big leader in Egloy, but very involved with the city, that keep this name in their thoughts tonight. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. One thing I really thought was amazing was, that's one of the good phrase, 30 gallons of blood donated. That's a lot of business. Pretty awesome. Public hearing, I'm sorry, roll call.
Alderman Basler.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Kathak.
Excuse absence.
Reynolds.
Present.
LaBerry.
Present.
Jefferson.
Excuse absence.
Herndon.
Here.
Crane.
Here.
Public hearing.
Okay, I move that we open the public hearing regarding appropriations ordinance for 24-25.
Second. Motion by Alderman Pierce, Alderman Herndon, all in favor?
Aye.
Yes, motion carried. John Duncan went through this, pretty in-depthly with the alderman, and both of you, we some other folks out here as well, able to chance to address and residents able to ask questions and thoughts on it. Obviously, this is a budget we use, appropriation budget. City staff puts together, obviously, all with approval of the alderman. Just have a chance now for one more chance for public input. Anybody wants to take the time to ask any questions on it?
Just adding to that, Mayor, pursuant to 65 ILCS 582-9, Chapter 24, which is applicable to us. We're a community of less than 500,000. We shall pass an ordinance within the first quarter of the fiscal year, which the fiscal year started on May 1st, so we are still within the first quarter, being in our last meeting in July. Also pursuant to 65 ILCS, we have to, at least 10 days before the adoption of the ordinance, the corporate authorities of municipalities over 2,000 in population shall make the proposed appropriation ordinance formally prepared and appropriated, or budget document, which is the annual appropriation ordinance, conveniently available for public inspection. Brent Bader did list that on our website. We also put it on the 2 bulletin boards located in our lobby area. In addition, we have to hold the hearing, which we're having today, and we also have to give notice of that hearing 10 days prior to the time of the public hearing, which Brent satisfied that completed that as well by noticing in our newspaper, which I believe that went in July 6th, it was a Saturday, I believe, so July 6th, so that was in there as well. So, as far as I'm concerned, and Attorney McFedrin can verify this, we are compliant with 65 ILCS as it pertains to us. And,
Pursuant to the provisions that you have read, we, to my knowledge, are compliant based on the representations made and the publication of Brisbane. From what I understand, it was also on our website, correct?
we did have that meeting, the open meeting, as you had indicated a while back ago, to prepare for this and really go through it line item by line item. Since then, I have not heard from any aldermen with any potential changes. So this is pretty much, there was a couple of numbers that I had to fix in terms of having them transposed or small things, but cleaned it up a little bit. But nothing significant or impact changes to what we had proposed.
And that meeting was also open to the public, the prior one you had, correct?
That is correct.
Obviously, I'll put the tag on and Justin or not here if we vote on it, but I don't know if you guys agree, or they disagree or anything, it would be about their final ordinance. But obviously, just for point of order. Anybody like to speak tonight on the regards of this is for the public hearing on the appropriations. Anything on appropriations for budget?
I need more water. I have anxiety. So this hearing should be over soon.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Alright, here comes the fun.
Public comments.
Lisa Dias, fourth ward. This is at least the third time I've been here about my concrete driveway. I've been very nice about it. I was told it would be taken care of in the spring. Spring came and went, now summer's rapidly growing. You guys did that to my driveway. It's a mess. It's cheap, broken concrete. We got our property taxes, of course they went up. And look, we have to pay our taxes. I'm trying to believe in LaSalle, but you need to take care of your residents, especially something that you did to our property. People wonder why people are pissed. We have the EPA, CARES fire, and now our own city. And then I get promises. You know how much driveways cost? Well, you probably know better than me, but that's a huge part of a person's property. Is it gonna get fixed or not?
Sorry, go ahead.
Can I answer?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's on the list. I walk the streets and we have the sidewalk program going now, and that's gonna be part of the repair. So it is on the list. It just took a little bit longer for me to get it together. It will be done this summer. It will.
Did everybody hear that here?
I heard it.
Everybody's hearing the same thing, so I'm not nuts.
It will.
All right, thanks.
It will.
Thank you. Got you.
No, you're fine. No worries. Dawn Hicks. First, as far as the air monitor, zeroing out in its readings is just that, a zero. When it's not registering, it will have 2 hyphens. For you guys to have supposedly had all this time talking to IQ Air and looking at the results, I thought you'd know that. Doesn't matter though, right? Second, since a few of you were so eager to make excuses for old Inga and Peter with the Maytag building permit, here is a photo from May 5th, 2024, so fairly recent. It clearly shows all the windows were intact, but doesn't matter, right? Patrick, did you put the lock on the outlet that provides power to the air monitor? Nope. Or, I'm sorry, Kevin. Did you put the lock on the outlet at the air monitor out at Rotary Park?
I do not know.
Okay. So, right, you're making statements that aren't even accurate, because you guys don't talk to each other. Why are we removing handicap signs at the mansion, especially if they're gonna go right back up next year? Seems like a waste of time and energy and money. Some of you wanted to make it very clear that the sweeper was already in bad shape because of its being 18 years old. If that's the case, then why didn't the city start saving up for a replacement sweeper years ago? Oh, and to be clear, since there seemed to be misunderstandings at the last meeting, the street sweeper did not clean the streets the day of the explosion. It cleaned 7th Street, where Karis had a significant spill on March 6, 2023. But doesn't matter, right? Alderman Bassador, I know you have expressed that you think we're all assholes. Well, if wanting a safe playground for children with all abilities, wanting receptacles for women's feminine hygiene products in the bathroom, or for construction equipment to not be parked on the handicap ramp outside City Hall makes us assholes, then I proudly accept that title. I do want to thank a couple of you for your honesty and help in telling me what's been really going on behind closed doors without violating executive discussion, and how Dictator Grove really acts. Now, to address the absolutely insane draft to change public comment yet again, and other ordinances, we don't have to like or agree with each other. But if you stand by and allow our First Amendment rights to be trampled on because we annoy you, then you are not for the people. Let's pick this apart, shall we? Section 2A, intentionally or willfully annoyed. Well, my sheer existence annoys many of you, so I should be fined or arrested? Obscene language is protected by the First Amendment. Jesus, Bassador breaks the rule often. Is he going to be held accountable? Of course not. Being considered intense, some may consider that passionate. Section 2D, loitering in an unreasonable manner that alarms or disturbs others. Who's making that decision? Section 2I, remain on city property without approval after regular closing hours. So how are we to check the agenda on the city door on the weekend? Section 2J, not allowed to move furniture without approval. I'm a big girl. If I need to scoot my chair a little for more space, am I gonna get fined and or kicked out? Section 2L, obstruction, buildings, sidewalks, etc. But construction workers here have done that with a handicap ramp. Section 2R, use bathroom in non-hygienic manner. You mean like carrying a used tampon to the garbage across the bathroom? Section 2S, interfere within any manner, business or function. So if we talk to your secretary, Jeff, are we gonna get fined for interfering with her work? Section 3, being fined $50 to $750. Is the city that hard up for money? Again, we don't have to agree on things, but it is all of our rights to be heard. Since you're one of them, that's for you. All the windows are there.
Yep, we look there.
So, meeting is, just a couple things, you know, when we got our water bills, just a couple days ago, or whatever, there was something in there about us coming forward if we had something to say about our EPA cleanup. I just wanted to make sure that this gets brought up at the meeting and that the public know that they need to address this if they had any issues with their EPA cleanup. It was very good to see that on the water bill, and I appreciate that.
And driveways, speaking of which, is ours on the list as well? Okay, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Chris Miller. I'm here, just talking, don't have a formal speech like everyone else. Dawn pretty much covered exactly where I was gonna go with this whole thing as well. Just reading the proposed changes to, it appears that ordinance number 3032, in respects to, being fined or paying fees, to get up here and speak. I realize over the last couple of months, there's been a lot of stuff going back and forth, a lot of personal, what I feel. I'm usually the guy sitting at home watching you guys on YouTube or whatever, but there's been some personal slinging back and forth between people, either standing here or from your site to the public, whether it be in here or outside of here. But as Dawn said, I think when you start nitpicking at being annoyed or being offended, every single one of you in front of us tonight is an elected official. You were chosen by the people to sit here. You may not like some of the things we have to say. Lord knows, I've had a lot of communication with the mayor, Mr. McFadden. I've had it with Mr. Brown. We've gone around. Never necessarily agreed with some of it, but it is what it is. All I'm asking is that you guys be careful. Be careful what you're trying to establish here, because it is a First Amendment right. And you start getting into kind of limiting people on what they can and cannot say, whether it annoys you or it offends you. If you don't like it, get another job. You're an elected official. You are not required to be here. You can resign from your position and go somewhere else. It's great. It's all well and good. You have to, I think any government official, whether it be city, state, federal, whatever, you gotta kind of have a hard skin. You gotta be able to take things as they come. We all know what's going on between the Democrats and the Republicans. A lot of stuff going back and forth. I'm sure they're very annoyed. I'm sure they're they're very upset about things. But they're not running around saying, well, you said this to me, so here's $50,000 fine, and you said this to me, this is a $100 fine. I think that there's a lot more maturity in this room. I think I am looking at mostly men, a couple women, so when I say man up, I mean grow up. You're grown men. Do what's right. I don't think that voting yes on the proposed changes to this ordinance is the right thing to do. I wanted to go on record as being a citizen and letting you know that I completely disagree with it. Am I over time? I heard there was this time thing, so I'm kind of worried about it. But I think one of the additions was something to the effect of sexual acts or something being added in there. sexual acts are being done within a close proximity of city buildings, I guess I don't understand that. I'm not sure where that even comes from. Who is the one behind these changes? Is there a singular individual, or is this a collective discussion that's going on between everybody? So if you're gonna vote yes, I hope that you're voting yes because you truly believe in the changes and that there is nothing coercive behind your decision to do so. And with that being said, I will be finished. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time and have a wonderful week.
Eric Dias, fourth ward. I just got a couple quick things. Whatever became of the shortcut to the fishing pond, is that still on to be done? It's been a while since we've talked about it. That shortcut that's supposed to go to the pond, clearing the way.
That's,
Remember right?
this is the planning process area, the fence being created, grants and stuff.
Okay.
So that'd be very much up to the public to speak, that everybody's in fruition.
Okay, then my next thing, okay, I understand accountability, right? Everybody needs to have it. So my question is, if you're going to put in all these fines and so forth for certain things, whatever became the fines for them not having their building done on time? Were there any given, or we just cut them slack?
There were no fines in the contract. There were fines with the fact that I could get 80% of the money back from the city when they get the building done, the property taxes, and they get a chance to get money back when they get the building done, property tax rebate.
Right, so they're not gonna give them the TIF money?
That's the worst, right,
Okay.
that's their consequence. So fine, it was out on that.
Give me just a second. John, I'm not doing a moment of silence, so if you could warn me like 30 seconds or whenever. You ready? At the end of my last public comment, I held a moment of silence. Mr. Pen Clicker and Mr. Ice Muncher took it upon themselves to disrespect that moment with rapid pen clicking, cup shaking, and ice munching. All I can say is, if it was your deceased loved one, I'd never do that to you. Moving on, it is my belief that any of you who chooses to support the 3-minute change of public comments must not support transparency and accountability. It's not like we have many commenters, and you want to take 40% of our time? Of course, Mayor Grove wants to shut us up. He has an election coming up, and we bring up important topics, push for change, and shed light on the truth. Shoot, he hasn't followed the rules for these meetings in how long? Let's talk about these other changes they want you to vote on. The ordinance that will cost your taxpayers dearly if anyone is diluted enough to support such egregious attacks on the citizens' most basic freedoms. All right, got 2A. No person shall intentionally or willfully annoy, harass, threaten, throw objects, use profane or obscene language against another person, whether physical, verbal, nonverbal, that is intense, and so on. Have you lost your ever-loving mind, Grove? You really must drink the LaSalle water if you think it's not a blatant constitutional violation to remove and fine a person for annoying you or using their free speech, expression, and redress to notify you that you're being a tyrannical asshole. Section D focuses on loitering in a city building, lobby, or in front of a city building. Good idea. Let's let those suckers die on the sidewalk so they won't be fined. Section G. Be in a state of noticeable intoxication in city buildings. I'm just going to say that someone is jaw-jacking every time we're here. Section H involves uttering profane, obscene, or injurious language directed at another person. Did you even show this disaster to your city attorney? Excuse my protected expressive speech, but do you give one fuck about the people you serve? Your police chief here claimed I made violent verbalizations and told me to use some decent language after he cornered me. What's funny is, not one curse word even came out during that debacle. It was also recorded. Section 9. It will literally make it a finable offense to seek help, protection, or a safe haven after hours. Shocker, screw the poor abused moms. Section J. Would rail you for moving furniture or fixtures from the original placement without approval. Nobody's chair better move an inch or Grove's gonna fine your ass. Maybe you're catching on to my reasoning for the colorful language today. Section K. Interfere with free access or passage. Mayor, wasn't it you that knowingly had the machine blocking the handicap ramp last meeting? Section L. Obstruct or interfere in any manner with free and uninterrupted use of property or with any business lawfully conducted by anyone. That's literally what you are infringing on. Section P. Listen to electronic devices in any city building that's audible within 5 feet without the use of earphones. Sounds like an attack on the hearing impaired. Section R. Use a bathroom in a non-hygienic or irresponsible manner. Well, good thing I did that tampon demonstration, right, Mr. Ambassador? Section S. Do not act, harass, disrupt, interfere with, or obstruct any or in any manner any city, public, or government business. Yep, if one of us peasants speaks out of turn, it's a $750 fine. And Section U. Refuse to depart from any city building or city land if requested to leave. What are you, God? I'm already limited on time or I go deeper, but I'll again request a meeting with Mr. Grove to discuss our protections. You better remember what we both have recorded from Valentine's Day. Somewhere between the United States and Illinois constitutions, state and federal law, Cone v. California, Chaplinsky v. New Hampshire, Cruz-Gayas v. Menard, Tinkler v. Des Moines, Gilk v. Knuff, Smith v. City of Cummings. Don't worry, there's more. We are indeed protected from this nonsense on nearly every level. If you councilmen don't vote against this, it will be sufficient enough to chill free speech, expression, and existing on public property. You all owe it to the people to follow the law and the oaths you took. Do better, Grove. Thanks, John.
My name is Gary Hammer, I'm from the first ward. I'll be running for mayor of LaSalle.
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
I noticed when they asked you a question about the driveway,
Yes.
that you had to refer to see if you could answer the question. Alderman, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing that you don't have enough free speech to be able to answer a question. Because during public comment, we have to all keep our mouths shut. You guys are supposed to stand up for the public. You want to say anything, Bob? It seemed
I
like-
will. No, I will when it's my turn. I don't answer the questions out here because it just drags everything out. I will address a lot of the questions.
Yeah, I see. We really don't want to waste anybody's time.
No, it's not about wasting time. It's about getting my time.
Bob's not the problem.
Doesn't matter. Nobody has to defend me. If Gary wants to question me,
The
I'm
question
here
I
right
had
now.
was, I felt as though you wanted to say something.
I'm showing you that I'm gonna say something. I got notes, but when it's my time, I will. Always taking your phone calls, always trying to help you as I have other citizens.
I have no
If-
comment.
if-
I have no comment to you personally. I have
Okay.
comment to all the alternates
Well, I'm
that
gonna-
won't speak up and do something about this. I haven't read the proposed ordinance. I just happened to finish up golfing early and thought I'd stop by and see what's going on. And this is embarrassing. It's completely embarrassing that we're doing this to our citizens. There's people in this room right now that love this city, that would do anything for this city. And we're gonna shut them up? We're not gonna let them come and talk? I remember when the group came from the golf course that wanted to talk about the 30 mile an hour that we approved. You loved it that they were all here and people had attended to see what was going on. Now, all of a sudden, we're gonna shut everybody down that has a comment? John, my second question, who wrote this? Who came up with this? Is there anyone that can answer that? John, can you answer this?
There's been personal attacks against employees of the city. We're elected officials, we have to take it, we can handle it, but we're also obligated to protect employees under law from personal attacks.
But it's okay for them to personally attack us.
And that's what
It's not, this is Gary's time.
She didn't get one.
That's number one for you.
most questions get answered
Tough guy.
during the meeting, Gary.
I've been to numerous meetings, and you guys aren't talking. You're not talking to us. You're not telling us what you feel. You're not telling us what's going on inside you. We can't figure it out because you're stifled. I looked at Brian, I couldn't believe it, that you could not answer the question about the driveway. That you had to refer to him before you'd open your mouth. This is embarrassing. That's all I have.
Yeah.
We'll go to approval of minutes.
His 5 minutes wasn't up.
That's number 2 for you, Chris, number 1 for you. You can't speak up.
Your Honor, I request we give the gentleman 1 extra minute to voice his opinion. 1 extra minute.
Well, no, I think he has.
Hold on, he's got it.
Make it attacked.
It's not second.
Approval of minutes.
Your Honor, I make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting held July 8th, 2024, placed on file, which all the minutes copied.
No, second. Motion on Reynolds and on Vastor, all in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
It is so what they did. Not one other alderman up there would second, so that guy could do 1 extra minute. So he did not. He indeed did not finish his 5 minutes. So now what am I, strike 2? Good job. Good for you. Good job for you too. Yep, that's why I use every fucking second.
So glad to hear you running from here. Praise Jesus.
Yes, sir.
What an asshole.
Mr. Hammers is hopefully the soon-to-be mayor. Get rid of this fucking turd.
Your Honor, I move we accept the building inspector's report as read.
Second.
Motion on Vastor, second on Thompson, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Communications.
Illinois Department of Revenue report showing sales tax collected for April 2024 of $107,764.82 and home rule sales tax of $93,982.21 for a total of $201,747.03.
I move that they accept and place on file the Illinois Department of Revenue sales tax report for April 2024.
Second.
Motion on Blueberry, second on Herndon, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Bids.
Discussion and potential action regarding bid awards to Visiting Construction Company of $189,136 for East wastewater treatment plant fee replacement project and related matters.
It's actually gate replacement.
Sorry, thank you.
Council's pleasure.
Those aldermen, that none of them stood up. Give that guy a fucking minute, extra. Those are the same ones that are supposed to be voting on that. Which guy? Yeah, Iowa audits. If any of you haven't seen them, you can go read what they proposed on my community tab from earlier. It's really messed up.
Substantially higher than that too. So, imminent.
Your Honor, I move that we award the bid to Visiting Construction Company
Second.
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 Motion Alderman Curtis and Alderman Green.
Alderman Bassador.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
LeBerry. Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Ordinance resignations, standing committees.
Discussion of potential action regarding the recommendation of the Finance Committee regarding request for monetary donation of $4,000 to Illinois Valley PADS homeless shelter and related matters.
The finance committee voted 6-0 to grant the donation of $4,000 to Illinois Valley PADS.
Second.
Motion Alderman Barry, second Alderman Reynolds, all in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, take the roll.
Alderman Thompson.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
LeBerry.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Bassador.
Aye.
Discussion of potential action regarding the recommendation of the Finance Committee regarding the purchase of a Pierce Enforcer fire engine and related matters.
With the discussion with Finance Chairman Patak, Finance Director John Duncan, and Chief Jerry Janik. The Finance Committee voted 6-0 to purchase the pumper fire truck in 10 annual payments of $133,710.81 per year.
Second.
Motion Alderman Barry, second Alderman Reynolds. All in favor, or sorry, take the roll.
Alderman Reynolds.
Aye.
LeBerry.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Bassador.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Discussion of potential action regarding the recommendation of the Streets, Alleys, and Traffic Committee regarding adding 2 Hagler Terrace Mansion parking signs to north side of 7th Street between Sterling and Union Streets.
Your Honor, it's a recommendation of Streets, Alley Traffic Committee to install 2 signs, one on each side of the driveway. I think we believe it said mansion parking only on the north side of 7th Street on either side of the driveway.
Second.
Motion Alderman Bassador, second Alderman Reynolds, take the roll on this one.
Alderman LeBerry.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Nay.
Bassador.
Aye.
Thompson.
Nay.
Oh, and Reynolds, sorry.
Aye.
Thank you.
That
Or
motion.
2. Planning Commission recommendation regarding the request of MAB Restoration LLC by Mark Voss, owner for the issuance of a special use permit related to proposed construction and operation of an approximate 1/2 acre solar farm on a portion of the premises commonly known as Star Rock Family Campground, 757 East 3029th Road, LaSalle, Illinois.
I have the motion here. Move regarding petition MAB Restoration LLC by its owner Mark Voss, a request for special use permit related to proposed construction and operation of an approximate 1/2 acre solar farm on a portion of the premises commonly known as Star Rock Family Campground, 757 East 3029th Road, LaSalle, Illinois, aka Four Brothers Road, with the specific location of proposed solar farm to be northwest of present campground structures and be further more specifically described as being approximately 1/2 acre to the south of the northernmost tip of the parcel, and move that we find petitioner's request to be in the overall public good further consistent with the purpose and intent of the LaSalle Comprehensive Plan and Zoning Ordinance. It is further compliant with the city of LaSalle ordinances regarding.
I am so glad you're running.
Special use permits. Thus, I also recommend the petitioner's request be reviewed subject to other terms and provisions of the South City Council.
They wouldn't even second that motion to get on minutes. That's disgusting.
Motion Alderman
Shows
Barry,
you they really are.
second recommendation of the planning commission. It was unanimous, take the roll.
Alderman Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Bunch of mice.
Bassador.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Reynolds.
No guns.
LeBerry.
Aye.
Put up puppets.
It was unanimous, there were no objectors present, Mr. Voss is here if anyone had any questions. And, he also agreed that the specific location would be, in an area acceptable to the city engineer and the building inspector, and you can abide by all other city ordinances.
Thank you. Old business. John? New business.
I believe after hearing from the crowd, I'm not sure how the other aldermen feel, but I believe, the amended changes to ordinance number 3032. I believe that, we as a group, I think we may need to sit down in executive session or have a special meeting
I don't know that an executive session would be appropriate in regard to discussing this ordinance.
Did we skip you?
I can also indicate that for the record, this ordinance.
We're on new business now.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I mean, some people are confused with it. That's all it is.
Are we gonna discuss it at this time? What he's discussing?
Let's wait till we get to the ordinance.
That's not how it get the ordinance.
When we get to it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Our new business is actually kind of old now, but this afternoon, we had a fire, on 9th Street, Lafayette area, and I would appreciate out here to meet with Chief Janet. He got out here in a hurry, and all our folks who responded so quickly. Amber was here quickly, I think he did a nice job. Hopefully, thank God, number one thing is always heard. It's awesome, so appreciate that quick response. I just want to remind everybody, August 11th is actually the last day of the school. A lot of that, people are like, what, doing some left? One reason that is because our staff, lifeguards, people at school, back to school, back to college, so we don't have the staffing to keep it open. So, just mark your calendars for that. I do want to let everybody know that August 3rd.
Yeah, that's the attorney, the second one.
We still have bids going out for road work, August 3rd. We led it by the county to the state. And that will affect 8th Street, basically, to present over to Sterling and the Richard Hallett shortcut, right? Shortcut. And just remind everybody, there's a lot of times left this construction season, so just please be patient, right, July 22nd. I would definitely be concerned too if it was October 22nd, but we have plenty of time to do it, and we made that commitment, we're gonna do it, we go to driveways, keep glad to that will get done, make sure those get done too, and we're on the list, so, thanks for your patience. People might be concerned, so the first work, road will come in, you get done, thinking that was it for the summer, but we still have a lot to do. So, bear with us, we're gonna get done. Yeah, new business. Screen about discussion, potential action, on the following additional ordinances and resolutions.
Ordinance appropriating for all corporate purposes for the city of LaSalle, LaSalle County, Illinois, for the fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2024, and ending April 30th, 2025, and related matters.
I move that we approve the appropriation ordinance, that we discussed at the public hearing and the previous finance committee meeting for the year beginning May 1st, 2024 to April 30th, 2025, which are the alderman has copy.
I'd like to second that, Mayor.
Motion by.
I'd like to also add that John, you did a fine job, so will the city staff and working with the mayor and trying to get all the stuff ready for it. Thank you very much.
Motion on Laverius and Alderman Herndon, take the roll, please.
Alderman Crane.
Aye.
Vassador.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
LaBerry.
Aye.
Bergman.
Aye. With the record show, the mayor votes aye.
Ordinance amending the LaSalle City Code provisions, including but not limited to ordinance number 3032, further amending rules concerning regulation of public comment and related matters.
Here. Open.
Everybody knows how I felt about the first ordinance that we passed in regards to limiting First Amendment rights within our council chamber, and that has not changed. I don't know where this came from, that's why I couldn't answer. I would have loved to answer Mr. Hammers, but I didn't know where this came from. That's the end of that. However, after looking at this ordinance proposal at length, I don't want to relist all the Supreme Court decisions that were already listed. But Cohen versus California, everything that we're doing, we can make an ordinance. We can make an ordinance, we can pass it all day long. And if it doesn't abide by the Supreme Court of the United States, what did we do? Why did we waste money on legal fees to write up something that we can't enforce legally? We can't enforce. I can go down this list just like everybody else can. The majority of the things on here that I agree with are already covered by state law. It's covered by state law. We don't need an ordinance unless we're trying to keep the fine money and not give a cut to the state. But I'd rather use this, have the hammer, and if we're gonna nail somebody, nail them with a criminal charge, not a city ordinance. I can go down the list, and there are many of these that are written, that are already laws, they're already on the books. We even quote 720 LSCS 5/11-30 in the ordinance. It's a law, we don't need it, period. And if we go down the rest of the list, the majority of the words in here are arbitrary and capricious. Who makes the decisions? If the mayor makes the decisions, then it's not how he feels. If I make the decisions, it's how I feel. Chief of police is sitting right here, the man with the badge, the man that we have to support. If there's a violation of the law enforcement handles it. Not the city workers, not the alderman, not the mayor. That's the person right there in his department who I support wholeheartedly. If you break the law and you get a ticket, don't cry to me. However, I will never vote for something like this. And I ask every alderman up here to think really hard. Better bread, because you're gonna be held to the same standard you hold the rest of these citizens.
Yes.
Which means I'm gonna violate, because I'm gonna say I swear sooner or later. Because it's just the way it is. But these are arbitrary. We don't need them. We can control what we need to control with the laws we already have in the books. Thank you, Your Honor.
They won't call to you.
So,
We got a movement we need to make here.
well, I'm gonna talk a little bit, probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and just so everybody knows, these folks up here, us nine, and me and Jenny are one elected. So, the bottom row here is not elected, over in that corner. And anybody in the crowd or work for a corporation know it's right in sexual harassment training, If you're not, I would go to your HR department and find out why you're not, but it's required by law, and we do that every June for us. And it's my responsibility as the mayor, as well as these guys. I am not the boss of these guys. I do not let these guys, I do not tell these guys not to talk or anything, people in public comment. I say my own speak in front of every meeting, I say, guys, I'm gonna give you your 5 minutes. I'm not gonna talk during your time, but we'll try to circle back throughout the meeting and answer your questions. And I think we've done a pretty good job of that. And I've had some people give feedback, so other people say, thank you for answering those, not just me, but thank you to the group, for answering those questions. But again, I already was 2 months ago, and a lot of people in the public who do appreciate common courtesy, common respect. It does go for all of us out there too. We, in violation of this stuff, we're held accountable too. And that's what's for too. You see council members and mayors now always be the most professional. But we, especially we should be setting an example. But it's my job, when somebody gets graded for sexual innuendos or accusations, I said that 2 months ago, John Small and Ray Beth probably on the record, it's, there's zero tolerance for it. Zero tolerance for it. Because guess what? I can get sued from John Duncan, Chief Subjeski, for not being the proper management team to offer a workplace that's safe, harassment-free. Safe, harassment-free. That's my job. And I try to do that for everybody in the city. No matter if I drink with somebody or I'm bidding boys with somebody or I'm texting somebody during a meeting, that's my job. So these guys didn't sign up for that. You're right, if you think that it's okay for all of us to get ripped, I don't care. Like I said, I've been doing this 21 years, 22 years. You're right, I signed up for it and I'm good. My daughter sees YouTube videos of some of these people out here talking with me as a constitute. She laughs about it, it's okay. She knows that's what daddy's doing, it's okay. I'm fine with that. But I will not subject these people who are getting paid for a regular job to do it. So, if anybody thinks I'm gonna lose election for that, that's fine. Because I also have principles and I will not let these guys get berated, get rated, sexual harassment. It's not just at this council meeting. I think everybody needs to realize this is City Hall. This is for City Hall.
If I can add context to this, and I'm going to be very careful here because I know we're all a little elevated. I don't want you to get to specifics here, but this wasn't raised from anything in this room. This raised in the lobby with regards to when you're collecting, let's just say, when you're collecting water bills on a monthly basis, you deal with a lot of agitated people. And an incident occurred that is not unlike other incidents I've seen in the lobby, where people came to administration and said, we feel that there's nothing in place right now that protects what the vibe is supposed to be in the room. And they've noted in other hospitals, places where the public gathers, there are sometimes signs up that say, please treat staff with respect. And upon talking to our legal team, we didn't have anything on the books for this. Other municipalities did. So I wasn't part of the crafting process. My understanding is similar to other ordinances that are out there, but for context purposes, while it does cover in its current wording city council meetings, the instance that set this off was something that happened outside of the council chambers.
And it will never be enforced to impair legal appropriate public comment at a council meeting.
So going back to my, thank you for bringing that up, but yeah, this isn't just for these meetings, this is City Hall, we spend a lot of time. That's how it's gonna work, guys. We have to have rules and regulations, and I don't think we're gonna have a problem with it. But again, this isn't our ordinance. Obviously, it was, we didn't create the wheel on this, invent the wheel. We looked at other people's ordinances. And we matched with things that are already in place. And that's what we do a lot of times with stuff. Right now, cruise 3 minutes. Streeters 3 minutes. So we're not out of line limiting our talk to a certain amount of time. We had people talk tonight and they had plenty of time to get most of their thoughts out in 3 minutes. I think it's very fair. Now, we check obviously with the municipal league, it's good to go. Jim, is this constitutional?
On 3 minutes, according to the municipal league, Brad Cole, reducing to 3 minutes is satisfactory.
Is this
I also
ordinance- is this
confer with
ordinance-
specialist counsel.
Is this ordinance first, is this violating First Amendment rights? This ordinance?
Anybody can contend anything, but the 3-minute rule is not believed to violate any constitutional rights as long as the public is granted their 3 minutes and as long as state and federal law have not indicated any specific statutes.
So what do you guys?
But it's up to the council. Some cities are 3, some are 5, as indicated. Peru is 3, Streeter is 3, some others are 5, as we previously were. But according to Brad Cole's municipal league and according to specialist counsel who we consulted with in drafting this, that's up to the council, as between 3 and 5.
We'd actually also asked if we could see if it could be pertaining just to city business, and they said no. So Jeff Pro wants to come up here and talk about the weather for 3 minutes, I do that. We're relying on that. Because, you know, obviously we would think we'd like to use this as community time, talk about the city and stuff, we talk about, vote on. But again, that situation is allowed, and that's fine. It's 3 minutes of comment, you have that.
Point of order, Your Honor. Point of order. It's 5 minutes. We haven't voted 3 minutes, it's 5 minutes.
I'm saying the proposal's 3 minutes.
Whether it gets changed to 5 or 3 is up to the council.
Correct. So this, we'll talk about this, we talk about open committees and transparencies. Let's talk back about the shortcut we had, it was actually a streets and highways traffic committee meeting. So again, we have to look at context and people are talking about things. There was full discussion, that meeting was for, to discuss the streets and highways traffic committee. That was not regular part of the meeting, the public comment. So that's not anything, that's a totally different thing. It's a committee meeting, that's when all the talking goes on and happen. So again, let's make sure we're at apples to apples. That's important about knowing the rules and stuff when we talk. Number 2 is, we talk about transparency. And I can meet with 2 aldermen or 1 alderman and say, hey, this is what's going on, this is what I think, what are your thoughts? Have we done that before, Alderman Thompson?
Yeah, not on this.
Okay, but what happens sometimes? You're the first to admit it. I think we have a direction.
No.
And then when come Monday night, and that's fine, maybe other information comes out, so the aldermen change their mind on it, which is fine. But again, when I have those pre-discussions ahead of time, it doesn't do any good. So that's why this is healthy, this has been a discussion out front, where everybody can hear the discussion. I'm not wasting Alderman Thompson's time, not wasting my time. We'll do it in front of everybody in an open meeting. So the fact that some things get brought up in the meeting, you had it since Friday, I never got a call on it. I want to say that I appreciate some residents out there though, as I requested last week, when we heard that people want to have packets. I said, I think the goal right now is not to change that. If you see something on your agenda that you want more information, reach out to your alderman. And I actually had one alderman, George Brady, say, hey, these folks are talking about it. I said, that's perfect. He said, yeah, it's great. He said, if people want to know more information, we did it. That's the job of the mayor and the council. So I got no calls on this stuff all weekend, which is fine, but that's why we discussed it tonight. So this is anything like the kind of secret squirrel stuff. This is the full agenda, been on for 3 days, 4 days. I haven't heard boo on my phone call. So obviously this isn't being put down anybody's throat. And this is something that's a result of, again, we're board directors, we're 9 folks. I don't even vote, but I'm the quarterback. We have to set policy, we have to protect our workers, we have to do the right thing by them. And do I think this would be a problem going forward? I don't know. Again, we're not gonna have the language, we're not gonna have somebody being falsely accused here, we're not gonna do it. My job is to have a safe environment for people. We tell the girls and guys getting the money at the front desk, somebody's loud with you, disrespectful, sir, can you please talk in a better voice? If they can't, you say, sir, I'm ending this conversation, please come back and we can have a decent conversation. And we go from there. That's the goal.
Mayor, can I add to your speech?
Huh?
Can I add a couple?
Yeah, I just have one more thing. So, we're talking about money, just so we know, we had a situation about a month ago where unfortunately, the notes of the meeting, can you please sit down, Mr. Chairman? The notes of the meeting did not get posted on time, okay? We thought they were posted online, they were already posted at the police department, we always post them, but they did not get posted online because of a glitch. We sent it out, but it went, it didn't go. One of the open up here, Mr. Thompson, you admitted to it, you knew about it.
What was that about?
But the minutes not being posted. But you don't want to interrupt Brent, so now I have to pay, we have to pay, as a city, the taxpayers have to pay an attorney to take care of an open, FOIA request on why we didn't have these posted. You could have just called Brent, you said you wanted to buy them over the weekend, and you could have said, Brent, these didn't get posted. Brent, like, sure, I can take care of this.
at all, Your Honor.
Like, we go back to the recording, you could went ahead and just said, Brent, I'll take care of this. You're a city leader.
Yes,
Brent, I can take care of this. I don't want to buy your weekend. No, this is something important. We're wasting money on now because we had to do a FOIA request to say, why didn't we have this posted? So, Brent, you take care of that, repost it, please, no problem. You can reach out to your constituent and say, thank you, that's great, appreciate that, for bringing that to our attention. And it's fine, we move on. So, when we do government, there's gonna be times we're gonna have to look at attorney fees, we're gonna have to look at different things. And tonight's a situation where we're putting on the table, some aldermen may want it, some might not. I want it because I think it's good for our folks. We wanna run good, clean meetings, respectful meetings, we wanna follow timelines all the time. Whether it means shutting down your business on time, whether it means making sure we're following the rules and posting the building permits, all those things, that's our goal. Are we gonna make mistakes? Sometimes we might, but we try not to. Alderman.
Correct.
Oh,
Just to follow up a couple things you said, talking about open discussion, going from here on out, I would prefer, myself personally, I'm not speaking for everybody, that when we do draft an ordinance, that we do discuss it first before we spend the money on the legal fees, associated with that. So, just going forward, I think that next time we want to do an ordinance, we should talk about something on the floor, as we are, and then for the next meeting, we can have it drafted. Just to get a feel for everybody, that way we're not wasting money on legal fees. That's what I feel on that. And, thank you for bringing up, I received an email, I was gonna address that. I actually got a couple, and that was great, very professional, and I appreciate any email I get, I will do my best to respond in a timely manner. It's kind of like getting a letter in the mail, though, you don't always open it right away, I guess, but, I try my best, and, I'm very, very happy, very thankful that, that I did have a resident reach out to me and trust me enough to give them some information. And, I would like to move forward with welcoming anybody to do that, so.
Jordan, this is a draft ordinance, and so when we discuss it, we got something down on black and white, so we miss points in the discussion.
That's why we approved it at the meeting. That's why we approved it.
I think that's one, just as he is on it. Unfortunately, when we did, it cost some money, but again, we didn't, this is brand new. We took some stuff from other communities.
Yeah, one thing I think that might be, kind of misconstrued or messed with people's opinion on stuff like this. The ordinance actually is stated without the number on it, which it is B3032, republished. It'd be an ordinance amending LaSalle City Code to further regulate and provide for rules of conduct for city buildings and city real estate. And one of the things on our agenda, which is posted on the door, it states an ordinance amending LaSalle City Code provisions, including but not limited to ordinance number 3032, further amending rules concerning regulation of public comment and related matters. I think that's what they got the public all in hush here, all in a frenzy here. Is, our agenda with it posted public comment. In the ordinance, not saying that about public comment, but a few questions are, if the word would slip, a cuss word would slip by someone in the audience, my question would be, are we going to fine them? Or are we gonna let it go? I mean, there should be a set of excessive language use and stuff like that. But I mean, as with this ordinance, are we going to fine them, or how's it gonna go? Or is this just for, I mean, the ordinance is stated here, the agenda says public comment.
Well,
You
there's
know
two,
what you mean, this is what we're reading.
there are two ordinances, Alderman. The one regarding public comment, regarding what would happen at the council meetings, the only change in that from the prior ones, in the public comment ordinance, was 5 minutes to 3. The others are for conduct in city buildings, and would not be used to obstruct appropriate and lawful public comment at council or committee meeting, etc.
Okay, so you heard my question, or my comment. Are we going to find someone from the audience during the public comment area?
The public comment ordinance does not have a provision regarding fines.
Okay.
Doesn't it supersede the regular order?
Oh, that's good. Does it supersede the regular ordinance?
The public comment ordinance will speak for itself, and there's a reason there are no fines in that one. The ordinances need to be read in harmony, and there would not be a fine for public comment at a council meeting as it's presently written, and even as the proposed amendment indicates.
I think you may have some sort of clear something.
Blue, somebody can come up and says you're a foot mansell, Blue? I'm your big mouth.
And it's also a draft.
Does that answer your question? If you think that's acceptable, then that's too bad.
There's a
I
difference
think
between,
Owner Smith will think that's acceptable.
the mayor said there's a difference between fining somebody and having them removed from the
Okay, if I say John Duffy, you're a fucking asshole. What is that then?
You're his boss.
No, if the crowd said that if somebody said that in public comment, you say we're public officials, I'm talking about people who work for the city.
I'm talking about a public forum.
It doesn't matter, you can't talk
Public
to somebody like
forum.
this is part of his job. The 7 o'clock meeting is part of his job.
I'm not gonna argue Supreme Court decision that was decided 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Read the decision, I
Yes.
understand. Don't do that, because that does no good for anybody,
Got that right.
okay? Look,
You know, if I kick somebody out and it gets back to me by the court, and says, sorry, bro, you were wrong, then guess what? Okay, at least my guy knows I stuck up.
I understand,
So
that's nice that you stuck up for
And I
him.
did everything I thought.
With the taxpayers' money that has to pay for any lawsuit.
Yes.
And they could sue me for not pushing that.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
So maybe you didn't know that, but you.
I'm not his boss.
Employees can sue me, but you are his boss.
No, you recommend I concede along with a bunch of other things. If it's legal to swear to public forum, it's legal to swear.
You tell them the council has to approve it. You are hired.
You're right.
Alder Renz.
I think a lot of this could be solved. I'm not sure how many people know, but, today there is a law. The state of Illinois has a law. Anybody dealing with the public has to take a sexual harassment test. Those people who are dealing with the public right now who have not taken the test could get in trouble because they haven't got the license. I work for a firm now that every year we have to renew that license. Just as a bartender has to get a bartender's license. A food handler, somebody who's a waitress or works with food that's exposed, it's not packaged, has to have
fuck
a
you
food
too.
handler's license. Now, the thing about the sexual harassment license, it can be misconstrued as to what the meanings are. when you get involved in these things, it's just like, now this has been blown out of proportion. Our recommendation on this next ordinance that we were talking about is that maybe we go back and check. It was suggested here just a little bit ago that we go back and check the wording in order to satisfy everything and everyone. But if everybody who deals with the public in any way, shape or form needs to have sexual harassment license if they work in a business of any kind.
I was just thinking on an ordinance that everybody seems to feel is real important, I think we should wait to vote on it till everybody's here. Till all 8 aldermen.
You wanna take a motion to table
All right, I'll make a motion, we table to vote on this till all the aldermen are here.
I'll second that.
Motion on Bass, second on Green, to table this motion to, we have
Which ordinance are we talking about? Are we talking about?
We're talking about the discussion that we're on, which would be ordinance number 3032.
That's the one changing from 5 minutes to 3, I believe. Just so we're clear for the record, then you can consider a motion to table on the other one too.
Yeah.
Let's, we have a motion, the second on 3032, Amy, take the roll.
Yes. Alderman Bassler.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Okay, ordinance amending LaSalle City Code to further regulate and provide the rules of conduct for city buildings and city real estate and related matters.
Your Honor, I make a motion, we table this one till all 8 aldermen are here.
I'll second.
Second.
Motion on Bass, second on Reynolds. Take the roll.
Alderman Bassler.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
LaBerry. Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Real quick here, Mr. Miller, I'd like to address your concern. I just want to inform you that everything you said tonight was not a violation. It was perfectly, acceptable by any means. It was very respectful, and that's the type of stuff we're looking for, so, I wouldn't be nervous about if you kept speaking like that, so, thank you for doing it.
Am I entitled to respond?
No. Right, let's just say.
Now,
Anyway, I'm a whole lot,
Chris,
yes, it takes.
we're both mentioned that we've had interactions with Brown and myself and the LaSalle Public Schools, and Chris, again, our conversations have been, we haven't seen eye to eye things at this point of view, but it's always been circle, so I agree with you. So we have that one passed, and both now, we'll, next time.
Yes, and then an ordinance authorizing the granting of a special use permit within the city of LaSalle County, Illinois, regarding an approximate 1/2 acre solar farm in related matters on a portion of the premises commonly known as 757 East 30th, 29th Road, LaSalle, Illinois.
Your Honor, I move that we accept the ordinance authorizing the granting of a special use permit within the city of LaSalle, County, Illinois, regarding an approximate 1/2 acre solar farm and related matters on a portion of the premises commonly known as 757 East 29th Road, LaSalle, Illinois. Each area open has a copy.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Herndon, second on Reynolds, take the roll.
Alderman Thompson.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
LaBerry. Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Bassler.
Aye.
No need for executive session tonight. I do want to circle back on something brought up, on, public comment, on trees at Lake Park. Linda Cassick, our street side committee, directors, will go ahead and get, 5 maples. We heard those are the fastest ones to put on basically the west side, which is the third base side, Lake Park, one with basically,
That's not a councilman, that's a city engineer.
and also, it's been brought up in the past about, changes to maybe having compost out there instead of, at our drop-off facility for yard waste. To me, that's just not an option at this point in time. Obviously, I encourage people to do that at home they want to. But again, I think it's still an option when we don't have any burning. When we do burn twice a year, it's probably 2 or 3 days. And, we'll just make sure that we get the word out on that. Approval bills.
Total submitted $1,128,414.26.
Move that we pay the bills.
Alderman Reynolds.
Aye.
LeBarry. Herndon.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Bassador.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Motion for adjournment.
Your Honor, before you move on for adjournment, I think this needs to be said for all of us up here, and the crowd, and everyone here. Just as it was said by, across the nation in here. Just because we disagree with someone, we do not have to show anger, disrespect, or anything else. Just because we disagree with another human being or another cause, does not mean that we have to show disrespect or anger or maybe bad actions.
Well said. Motion for adjournment.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Motion on the Reynolds, second on the Green, to adjourn the meeting, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Thanks, everybody. Thanks.
Mayor Grove, why did the building inspector just flip me off a few minutes ago? You know my live viewers watch that, right? That's a really great representation of this town. Is that the type of conduct you like?
Just so you know, I witnessed that.
Yeah.
So Herndon, when he said there needs to be respect,
It doesn't count for you guys, huh?
his name's Andy Bassador, by the way.
You're gonna apologize to me yet, chief. You owe it to me.
Oh, okay.
I was surprised with you, Bassador, but I was pretty pissed off when I said hi to you earlier. You couldn't simply do that, because I said nothing more than hello. But I was kind of somewhat proud of you after that. I'll give you that. Have a good night. Take care. Mr. Grove, do you have any comment on your building inspector, Andy Bassador, flipping me the bird in this meeting?
If that definitely happened, I will definitely look into that.
Oh, he did? Come watch it. That's going to be my thumbnail. It's not going to be you this time. It's going to be that. It was a good one, actually. That was pretty unacceptable. I was actually surprised. Oh, yeah. And I turned my camera to him, didn't say a fucking word because he already gave me strike two. You're trying to violate our rights, though, and I would gladly be a part of coming right after anything I have to for that. Don't test your waters. You got to not even put your guys in that position. I know you were behind it. Great job. Yeah. Grove was trash, as always. He always is. Bye, Brad. Good to see you. That was a fun meeting, huh? Hey, you are so welcome, but don't be trying to trample my freedoms. Or anybody else. We deserve the best. Did you see me do that arm thing? Yeah, of course that motherfucker straight up flipped me off, and they act like I was a problem when I was in here using any language. And then Mr. Lies his pants off chief over here claimed that I needed to use decent language when I did not curse at even once.
Let me talk to Leonard. You're supposed to be getting evicted. Okay. All right? Yeah, good. Thanks.
That's sad. Mike, you know how much more respectable you would be if you would have just admitted that you should have treated me better that day? I was nothing but good to you, always. And quit hitting on your guys that are under you. It's not cool. I don't think you like that.
Like I said, this stuff is much more. Yeah, I felt bad because I wasn't playing. I mean, with the kids.
I can't believe that guy flipped me. I'm actually surprised. I haven't had one of them do some stuff like that in a long time. But I don't think I've ever gotten the bird from a public employee. I don't think. I've had a lot of other things happen. Yeah. The building inspector guy did probably right before the meeting was over, probably within about 5 minutes. Right before it ended. And I did nothing, Jane. I literally turned my camera towards him because he like laughed at something, or I don't even remember. But I didn't say anything because I already had strike two. But yeah. Because that gorgeous woman. Oh, I can't say that. It might be sexual harassment. But the chief of police commenting on the muscular bodies of, I believe, 3 separate police officers, which is part of the reason why I was here that day he cornered me. That is not. And which is weird because if he was sitting there saying, oh, look at her glutes, they're so strong, blah, 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 talking about a female cop, you think that that wouldn't open them up to something? And then if they take females seriously, then they got to treat the men equally. So if they're making inappropriate comments, or they can't always answer to why it wouldn't be inappropriate.
Building permit had fallen off, or they took it off and they put the window back and they didn't put it back on. That was just, when I'm trying to come with, because I've seen some crazy stuff. And so.
Brent, do you know the date of that incident at City Hall? Because of course I want to FOIA it and find out more.
I don't know off the top of my head, and I don't know that there's text communication about it, because it's spoken word, and it's important to note this isn't one incident I've been here for 4 or 5 years, and I've witnessed people get very aggressively angry, let's say, to a degree that is concerning to people here. And I hope you can appreciate it. There's a lot of attention to this right now, and the individuals involved, I don't think that they want this to be. There's been a lot of incidents at City Hall in the past 4 or 5 years where there's been even for me concern. So
yeah, but do you see how when people get mistreated, they feel more free to mistreat others, and sometimes it goes on to the little ladies up there,
right?
Which, as you know, I haven't had a problem with, but just like you saw or whatever, you were there. Somebody mistreats you, then you're all fired because what was I doing? Bitching to you the entire time after.
I can understand. We just have to do our due diligence to make sure there are things in place to protect our staff.
Yeah, and that's
different versions of this may be out there, certainly.
Yeah, this is a blatant violation of many of our rights.
Our attorneys, I think they're similar to other ones out there, but I'll let the council discuss it and they can make further changes.
Yeah, I say a curse word probably at almost every place I go, and I've been in multiple states.
That's why we're having the conversations. So.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, thank you, Angel.
Hey, you take care. Get home safe.
He has been in the twins.
When I started driving, I realized, so what happened is, it's almost, when I was just going to have common courtesy to our girls. But a big sign.
Hello, darling.
I was gonna clear something up, and I did tell him I appreciate it. All
right, guys, I'm getting out the live here. That was one hell of a meeting. All right, thanks for watching. Tell your friends. I'll update you later. Bye.
Respectfully apologize for my frustration, but.
Right. Well, how I understood you is